Welcome back everyone to a new video. Today we are at Muscleworks Southwark. It is a new gym and it only opened a couple of weeks ago. I believe it's 17,000 square foot. It has a load of good kit. So as a result, I am doing all my upper body sessions here now. So that includes my push day, my pull day, and a brand new upper body session, which I'm going to take you guys through today. The reason why I have a new upper body session is because my legs are like chopsticks. They're small, and in this push-up phase, we needed to direct a bit more stimulus to it. So now in my new split, I have two leg days a week. And as a result, one of my upper body days previously has been now turned into a leg day. And hence today is a big upper body focus, everything basically. So yeah, I'm really excited to take you guys through my new split and my upper body day. So without further ado, let's get to it. So, lat exercise, lat pull down all done. We're moving on to some pressing, some heavy pressing. Our first pressing movement is some Smith machine shoulder press. Gonna try and load it up. We ran it in my previous split. Gonna keep loading it up, keep progressively overloading it. Hopefully, one day we can press 3 plates, but at the moment, gotta put our ego aside and, press a measly 2 plates in our working sets, just so, we don't get injured. But one day, I'll press 3 plates aside. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go. PB, baby. Training's good at the moment, man. It's a lot of momentum. The funny thing is, I'm seeing progression every single time I step into the gym. Like, we're not talking week by week, we're talking session by session. So 5 times a week, every single session I'm seeing some type of improvement in strength, whilst form being still decent. So that's either at least 1 rep more on any exercise, or I'm going up in weight. So momentum is sky high at the moment, and as a result, I'm also really enjoying my training. So the plan is I start prep in February. It's about like 8 weeks out. I really want to carry this momentum all the way through and hopefully into prep as well. So even at the start of prep, I can still easily see this type of progression, even when I've just only started my deficit. So yeah, training's going really well at the moment across the board. So not just a single body part I'm improving, I am improving across the board, whether it's upper body, back, arms, shoulders, or even legs. So yeah, it's going really, really well. Momentum sky high. My visuals are looking good. I'm looking a lot fuller. My quads, especially, and my legs in the morning fasted shots, check-in shots are looking a lot fuller than previously as well. So yeah, really looking forward to rinsing the last of these kind of 8 weeks before we start prep. So we're probably gonna push up to about 4,000 calories, rough estimate. We'll kind of play it by ear, but that's a preliminary plan. And then we're gonna sit there and let it marinate, hold the new muscle, let the new muscle tissue sit, because you don't want to lose it. If you pack, the newest muscle tissue are always gonna be the first that you lose in the deficit. So you wanna let it marinate, let it sit, let it get used to it so that doesn't happen as easily. We're not gonna push all the way up till the prep start point, because then you don't really have like a crossover period where you let everything sit, let your body readjust. About 4 weeks-ish, I reckon. Kind of play it by ear, but then again, that was also dependent on my visuals, like how good I look, how I'm holding the new muscle tissue. If I'm still seeing a lot of details, if I'm holding it well, then we can kind of push slightly more. If I'm not holding it as well, then we can cut it off and just kind of let it marinate earlier. So all up in the air, but roughly about 4,000 calories is the kind of rough mark that we want to hit before we start prep. That gives it a lot of room as well to go down when we do start prep. Bearing in mind, last time I ate 4,000 calories, I was 100 kilos. I'm now 81, and I'm eating like 3.7K calories. So yeah, it's a big, big difference there, and I'm feeling a lot better for it. And a lot cleaner diet too, so proof is in the pudding. Finished with shoulder press, we're gonna go straight into some incline pressing to finish off all our pressing movements. Scale core, very, very nice piece of kit. It's my first time using it in this gym. Well, not in this gym, but in this gym is the first time I've used it. And I've got to say, it converges, great resistance profile. It's one of my favorite incline presses that I've used so far. And I've used quite a few. I think the only ones on par with it would be the pin-loaded Atlantis one, which I also really like. But yeah, really, really good piece of kit. Hopefully, it will give me some bigger upper titties. Yeah, everything's 2 sets now after this one. Just, well, actually, my sessions now is kind of the longest that it has ever been and ever will be, because technically it's a push-up phase before prep starts, right? So we want to build as much room as we can. So we want to build as much room as we can before prep starts, so then we have room to kind of eat into in terms of lowering volume, reducing output and stuff like that, while still maintaining performance. So as a result, the volume of the sessions now has been as high as it's ever been, and hence they'll take the longest it ever has to complete. But I am recovering and I'm still making progress, which means that I can handle the additional volume and stimulus, which is great. And it puts me, it puts my mind at ease knowing that I've got so much room to kind of go down from when we start prep and when I'm feeling really tired, and I need to prioritize performance over volume. So yeah. So, we've done our T-bar rows. We're moving on to some dumbbell rows. Pretty tired, pretty fatigued. We're pretty far into our workout with the back stuff and the chest stuff. So this will be our last back exercise. And I'm basically, every single time I do this exercise at this point in the workout, I'm just trying to survive. Everything hurts, but I need to grow, so I need to stop bitching about my pain and just keep rowing until I finish off this dumbbell rack, which I think the heaviest is 75. Got quite a way to go, but it'll take some time unless I pin, which I can't. So I don't get nervous. I'm starting to get a little bit shaky. We'll see. I'll try and maintain my form as little legal as possible, but I want to progress, man, so we'll see how many reps I get. The one thing I dislike about the dumbbell rack here is, for me personally, 55 is pretty heavy. Now to put it back, I've got to do a strongman, whack it up here, and then chuck it on the upper level of the rack because it's not on the bottom, and I hate it every single time. Now I gotta throw it up there because my legs are bound by the 65s. Ugh. It doesn't make sense, man. I don't like it. I never get chest hair, but I've got one tiny one that is new. Hopefully that means that little tiny one, if you might need to zoom in for that one, but hopefully that means new chest hair means I've got a higher testosterone. Final. So, the final exercise of my upper body workout is some lateral raises. That's the one thing I really like about this gym as well. When I'm in Bethnal Green, because it's so busy all the time, I never ever get a cable stacked to myself, like both sides. So I can't really do a lateral raise with like cuffed both sides at the same time, which is actually my favorite lateral raise exercise. But here, because it's a lot quieter, as it's a newer gym, I can actually get onto this machine every single time, which I really love, because now I can really run up the numbers on this exercise and I get a great squeeze, great stretch, great connection, yada, yada, yada. I'm dreading the day when it becomes busier and I can't do this again. I have to go back to, your cables, your lateral raise machines, your dumbbells. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy every single second of this machine that I can get, this dual cable stack, and get really strong at it. And hopefully by the time it gets busy, my shoulder's already really big. We're done. That's the whole upper body session done. It's quite a long one. We had quite a few exercises. Yes, I think it's just coming up, according to my workout app, it's just coming up to 1 hour and 54 minutes. So quite a long session, but I'm recovering, so there's no point in cutting it short. I know a lot of people, actually, this is the thing, right? Most people aren't bodybuilders, so a lot of the times they'll feel like a 2 hour session is really long. And you're right, it is, depending on how you look at it, right? If your goal isn't bodybuilding, your goal is to be healthy or just get in a routine, improve your physique, then you don't need to spend 2 hours in the gym. But that's the difference between, I'd say, someone who likes a gym and someone who's going to the gym for bodybuilding. For me, 2 hours in the gym is not long at all. I've spent way longer in the gym, like leg day, for example. And it's one of those things where, depending on your goal, what you use a gym for and how you use a gym can completely differ, even though you're doing this exact same exercise and stuff like that. So, yeah, 2 hour sessions are pretty much a standard nowadays, give or take, depending on whether it's a push day, a pull day, or whether it's a leg day. But as I said, I can recover, so I want to pile as much stimulus as possible while still being able to recover. And that's kind of the name of the game in terms of bodybuilding, whether it's assisted or natural. You give your body, you hammer it as much as possible and recover, still recover, and then that's how you grow. So we're going to do a little bit of posing because, well, I want to see how I look, but also it's nice to just practice posing in the off season, because when you're in prep, you're too lazy to practice it anyway. So we'll see how this is looking. Right, we are in the Muscleworks Southwark posing room. It is actually, I think, one of the biggest, if not the biggest posing room I have seen in London, like in the gym, which is great. Because you can pose to your heart's content when you're in prep, practice it and not worry about getting kicked out or people taking up space. It feels a bit like a yoga studio. Those classic turns in your posing routine, that kind of thing. But it is big, so I can't complain. You can probably fit say 20-something people here easy. Posing seminar, yeah, not from me, obviously, I would be a student, but maybe from my boy Derek. I still need a lot of work, can't hit the ground poses or any of them yet, but you can definitely have something like a posing seminar here, which is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie, in central London. So yeah, very excited. Although, when I'm in prep and I'm posing here, hopefully at that point I'll be lean enough such that I actually look good in the mirror. But for now, I'll stick to my little ballet dancing, turns and classic and posing routines to try and make sure that it looks classic enough, the classic hip shift. So yeah, right now that's all my body can do. But yeah, in prep time, I promise you, I'll film a video here and hopefully I'll look sick, but yeah. Oh yeah, prep. I am prepping in February. So it's in about 7 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 weeks. I'm prepping in 8.5 weeks. So riding this momentum, upping food for maybe another 4 weeks-ish, and then holding food at whatever point we end up, and then we'll start prepping that kind of pre-prep phase where you're kind of, starting slimming down, but you're not really, that's a conventional way to kind of do a pre-prep phase, just to set yourself up for a good starting point. But I'm actually pretty lean at the moment. I'm leaner than what most people would be when they start prep. So pre-prep phase, but pre-prep phase, normally people start dieting a little bit to bring their physique a bit leaner so they can start better, have a better starting point. But I'm actually leaner than what most people would start their prep at the moment. So I can afford to have a shorter pre-prep phase and kind of keep riding this kind of performance increase in momentum. So that's the plan. And hopefully by the time I hit February, I'm not too heavy. I'm still holding the muscle pretty well. And then we can just go straight into prep. So I'm very, very excited. Got a sick gym to prep at. But until then, I will leave you all here. And that is my upper session. I will see you guys next time.